My man.
Okay.
Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's and we work.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I hope you all are enjoying your Friday. It is Friday. It is the weekend, finally. The weekend is finally here, and it feels so damn good. I don't know about you guys, but it is Friday, just in case you forgot. 'Tis a Friday. Okay. Today, we're going to keep it kind of simple, okay? We're going to be doing some video call-ins today. I want to have a conversation with you guys. It's been a long week. It's been a very long week for myself. And for those of y'all who are watching that are coming in from the Benjamin Dixon show, good morning to all you guys as well. But yes, it has been a very long week. And so I'm interested in having conversations with you guys. It's going to be a very simple show. We do have one clip revolving around the Gabby Petito situation. There are some new updates in regards to it. So I got a little news clip that I'm going to show you guys here as well. But I wanted to open up the phone lines or open up the video chat link and have some conversations with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the things that we have covered over the week and just kind of keep it light and fun today. I mean, of course, if we get into some heavy conversation, then we get into heavy conversation. You feel me? I'm not going to be upset about that. It's okay. It's okay if we get serious. That's what this show is all about. You feel me? But good morning to everybody who's coming in, starting to file in and all that. Do me that small favor. Hit that like button down below. That'd be really, really appreciated. And don't forget to crush that subscribe button. I'd really, really appreciate it. Real quick, want to say a big thank you to DMV Nation for the $5 super chat. Thank you. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really do appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we work hard out here in these streets. So any bit of love that y'all are bestowing on this show, bestowing on me, is greatly, greatly appreciated, okay? Don't forget to go and hit that join button down below. We have a membership down here. We also have our Patreon, where I'm putting out a crap ton of stuff over there, man. I'm putting out a gang of stuff over there on Patreon. If you haven't been seeing those things, please go over the Patreon, patreon.com/the Pascal Show. You definitely want to see what I've been cooking, what I've been doing. I've been in the lab lately cooking. I'm working on a bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of stuff. Okay. So be sure to go and jump on to that as well. But anyway, today I'm riding a solo dolo. Okay. David can't make it today. He's got some things that he's got going on today. So unfortunately, he will not be with us today. But, of course, you still got me, though. You still got me, though. All right. So we got to go into some of these conversations. We do have an update, or there is some new information that has been popping off revolving around the Gabby Petito thing, the whole case, this missing situation, which, we went into great lengths on yesterday's show about. But this one, man, this is just this is so much going on with that story, which we unfolded a lot of it on the last show. And I'm still just kind of wrapping my brain around it because it's just so weird. It's getting weirder and weirder. Now we have something else here that we definitely got to look at. There's a new update. There's some new information. So let's check it out.
It is 5:02 right now. The big question is, where is Gabby Petito? It's the question that a lot of you are asking this morning. We have breaking new developments in the case. Her family is coming forward, asking Brian Laundrie to speak out. The nationwide search for her continues. It's a story that has captured national attention. And we finally know what the final text from Gabby's phone says. Thanks for counting on NBC2. I'm Lisa Spooner.
And I'm Alan Campbell. And Lisa, that text reads, "No service in Yosemite." It was sent on August 30th. It was the last time Gabby's mother heard from her before she was reported missing on September 11th. Gabby's mom has doubts that this text was actually sent from her daughter.
So let's take a closer look at this timeline together. So that text was sent August 30th from Yosemite National Park, right? Well, just 2 days later, September 1st, her fiance, Brian Laundrie, returned to Northport. So that drive is more than 60 hours. So if Gabby was the one who sent that final text from Yosemite, it's impossible that Brian was with her.
And this morning, Laundrie is remaining silent. He's the last one that saw Gabby. Now police are pleading with him to speak up. NBC2's Nicolette Perdomo is tracking every single development in this ongoing case. She's live outside Laundrie's home in Northport this morning. So Nicolette, first of all, this story is gaining national attention. A lot of people have so many questions, but the big question this morning is, how is Gabby's family responding to all of this?
Good morning, Alan. Well, it's now been almost a week since Gabby Petito's family reported her missing. It happened on September 11th. Now, their family is still pleading for the Laundrie family and their friends to let them know exactly where Gabby is, or just say anything at all where the 22-year-old is. Gabby's father is begging for her fiance, Brian Laundrie, to come forward with information. Still this morning, he remains completely silent. Petito's family reported her missing on September 11th after communicating with her went dark. Laundrie returned to Florida in the middle of their cross-country trip, and Petito disappeared. Although the couple's social media made it look like things were fine and going smoothly, body camera footage from Utah police shows them responding after the couple got into a fight on the trip on August 12th, ultimately separating the two for the night.
You want to tell me about those scratches on your face? She had a cell phone in her hand. That's why I was pushing her away. Because she wanted me. I locked the keys so I could walk away. I said, let's just take a breather and let's not, go anywhere. Let's just calm down for a minute.
Police and Petito's family aren't the only ones who want Laundrie to come forward with information.
By the way, remember when we talked about how nobody was going up to the Laundrie's house, front lawn, front porch, and demanding some sort of, demanding that Brian come out and speak on this whole situation? Well, I guess it's happening now.
Members of the community here in Northport drove up and down Laundry Street Thursday with signs asking him to speak up.
If it was my daughter that was missing, I can't think of anybody that would stop me from going in that house, grabbing that kid, and finding out information.
Beating the crap out of him so you can get the information that you need. You can say, baby, it's okay. You a daddy. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Maybe I'd be like, maybe I'd be a little bit more stealth. You know what I'm saying? And hire some dudes or something like that, so I can keep my hands clean from the situation. You feel me? That's what I would do. Most likely. But if this would ever happen, I would say I plead the fifth.
Now, investigators are searching through phone records. They're also searching through the van that was found here at the Laundry family's home just a week ago. They have fully processed that van. Of course, if there are any developments and if we learn anything about what's inside of that van, if they have any developments at all, we'll let you know right here on NBC2 as we follow this case throughout the week. I'm in Northport. Nicolette Perdomo, NBC2.
All right, thanks, Nick. But meantime, there's another possible twist in this investigation.
Another one.
The Grand County, Utah Sheriff's Office is now investigating whether a couple murdered in the same place has any connection to Gabby's disappearance.
Ba-boom.
The bodies of Kylan Schultz and Crystal Turner, who had recently been married, were found at a campsite in Moab on August 18th. They were last seen leaving a bar August 13th, the day after police pulled over Brian and Gabby. People in the small Utah town say stuff like this never happens.
I think this is the first double homicide we've ever had.
It's hard knowing that we can't figure anything out and we can't find these people that did it to them.
No one has been arrested for these two murders in Moab. Right now, there is no link between the cases, but the sheriff's office there says nothing is off the table.
And we do have a lot of information posted right now on the...
So, hold on. I got to play the beginning one more time because I want to make sure that I have the timeline right with the text messages, because a part of me wants to know. They said in the very beginning that she sent a text, but I'm wondering if they ever were able to find out what location that text was actually sent from, or if they can even do that. You feel me? I'm wondering if you can do that. Can you, you can make a phone call and they can go, oh, they triangulated the signal, and it was these towers were in the area. So this phone call was made on the corner of such and such in New Mexico, So I'm wondering if they can do the same thing in a text message. S-Mount, I just saw it. Thank you. They can triangulate the text. Let me run it back one more time, because the thing is, if Brian was already home when that text message was sent, and they were able to triangulate where the text was sent from, this is getting really, really fishy. Hold on.
It's the question that a lot of you are asking this morning. We have breaking new developments in the case. Her family is coming forward, asking Brian Laundrie to speak out. The nationwide search for her continues. It's a story that has captured national attention. And we finally know what the final text from Gabby's phone says. Thanks for counting on NBC2. I'm Lisa Spooner.
And I'm Alan Campbell. And Lisa, that text reads, "No service in Yosemite. It was sent on August 30th. It was the last time Gabby's mother heard from her before she was reported missing on September 11th.
Okay.
Gabby's mom has doubts that this text was actually sent from her daughter.
So let's take a closer look at this timeline together. So that text was sent August 30th.
Okay.
From Yosemite National Park, right? Well, just 2 days later, September 1st, her fiance, Brian Laundrie, returned to Northport. So that drive is more than 60 hours. So if Gabby was the one who sent that final text from Yosemite, it's impossible that Brian was with her.
So they didn't triangulate. From my understanding, from this report, no triangulation of the text ever happened. So here's a theory that I have in my mind. My theory is that homeboy got mad, They got into a fight of some sort. And then he said, F it, chucked up the deuces, got into the van that was hers, that's registered to her, and he just left her ass. Straight up. That's the only other theory I can think of. Unless, like I said, on the last show, they got into a fight. She maybe swung too hard, or he finally just gave her a little nudge. She tripped over a rock and fell to her demise. That's the only other theories I can think of. You know, there is also the other story about the couple that allegedly were their lives were taken as well. These two, their lives were taken in around the same area. Here's the couple, right? So there's that theory as well, that maybe that there's some sort of serial killer, or this was done by Brian's hands. Yet I don't think he doesn't come off as the type. I see this type of situation happening as a accident type of situation. But two women, a couple, two newlyweds disappear in the same area as Gabby Petito. Seems a little weird, y'all. And you know what, Quizmatics? Let me throw up some of these comments, because I appreciate all y'all coming in and showing some love and support. But here it is. Let me get that real quick. Quizmatics just said that. He said, if that made sense, Pascal, why wouldn't he be cooperating with police, or at the very least, concerned about finding out what happened to her? That's like, see, that's what I'm saying. This whole thing doesn't make sense to me. The whole thing doesn't make sense. Nothing's adding up. The math ain't mathing right, in my personal opinion. If you're an innocent, you come out and you cooperate. You come out with the story. You come out with the truth. You tell your story. You get it done. You keeps it moving. Hopefully you can keep it moving, right? But in my theory keeps going as he did something very, very bad, or he was involved with something, and like a coward, he ran away from the situation. And now, like a coward, he's not willing to speak up to help that family find the truth or find her. But that dad that was in that video, who was like, I'll bust open that door and I would get the information I need. He ain't wrong. I'm surprised that the papa ain't come up to the door, banged on the door, caused a ruckus, say, hey, man, if I find you out here in these streets, it's on. If I see you out here in these streets, it's about to go down. I give 0 Fs, bruh. I mean, seriously. Seriously. But that's what's going on here. So that's some information. But like I said, they didn't say in the video, they didn't say in that news clip if they triangulated where that text message actually came from. And maybe that's something that they need to do. They need to do their due diligence, look up that ish and see what's going on. Triangulate that ish and find out exactly where that text message was sent from. I mean, CSI, FBI, CIA, whatever that ish real quick, and find out what the hell happened to this woman. That's it. I'm surprised. Like I said, I've said it before on yesterday's show. I'll say it again right now. I am very surprised that this dude is not under some hot lights in a cement room, in a cold cement room, being interrogated tirelessly. But he's sitting chilling in his own home. That seems a little weird, don't you think? So, see, Cook, you ain't wrong. How horrible it is, but Brian's best defense is to remain silent. Yes, you're right. You're right. You know? Man. That is very true. You know what I mean? I just don't know. I just don't know why this is. I just don't understand why this is all. Why they're dragging their feet on this situation. Like I said, there are plenty of red flags. All roads are leading straight towards Brian because he's the only source. This dude had the audacity to jump into his van or jump into her van. I'm sorry. I have to add that in because it's not like he said, you know, F you, Gabby, I'm out of here, man. And he just grabbed his stuff and maybe, I don't know, what's the word? I don't even know what the right word is, but you know, just try to get back home on his own merit, or go get a bus ticket. That's what I was trying to say. Get a bus ticket and just take a bus or a train or buy a flight back home and just call it a day. No, he goes, gets into her car that's registered to her and drives off 60 hours, allegedly, back to his hometown in Florida. Where's the logic in that, y'all? Yeah, Ubered his ass all the way home. The most expensive Uber ride in the world. Okay? But that doesn't make any sense. And yet he is still protected. Now, we talked about this yesterday. I'm surprised that nobody's come in. People have not gone up to his front door, knocked on it, or protested, gathered around his home and just bothered him to the point where he finally just says, fine, I'll speak, right? But it's actually happening, slowly but surely. It's being done in a very suburban way. I'll just say it. I said it. People are pulling up in golf carts, yo. They pulling up in golf carts. Come on now. Pulling up in their golf carts with signs. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, because it's electric and everything, Isn't that funny? They ain't on his front lawn, but they definitely making their presence known. Real talk. In their golf carts. I'm just saying. But like I said, as this story grows, all right, more and more people are going to gather. They're going to gather. The news is going to be standing outside that house because it's a hot story right now. Because it's a hot ass story. And everybody wants to know where she is now. It has become, it trended on Twitter yesterday. Shoot. Fox News, okay, was covering this story as well. That says a lot. Yeah, Tyler Hackner. Let me say that. Let me say this. Yes, because it's news and it's not about Dorona and the poke. So of course they're going to ride this wave. They're just going to ride this damn wave as long as they can because they ain't got nothing else better to talk about right now. And it's a mystery. And it's salacious. And people want to tune in. And that's exactly why we watching it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But like I said, that is a strange little story that is still developing. And like I said, as we know a little bit more information, I will cover it as much as I can. But there is something else, and then I'm going to open up the phone line or the lines and all that. But there is something else that I wanted to pull up. This is kind of old news, but I wanted to talk about it because I found it to be a little bit on the strange. All right. You know about this, and like I said, this is a little bit of a left turn. So just roll with me on it, y'all. Just roll with me. But we know about. I covered a story about Brittany Renner. All right. Yes, we're going down that route. Everybody's like, oh shoot. But yes, we are going down that route. And then I'm going to open up the phone lines. But there's a video that has been going, that's been shared, commented on, talked about in great lengths as of recently. Okay. Now, this is something that has happened. Well, let's see. Today is for the past 4 days, people have been covering this particular video. And this video is really, I think it's kind of ridiculous. I want y'all to see it for yourselves because, like I said, this is where we're going. This is the route we're going. This is the route we're going, y'all. So, Brittany Renner recently came out with another video, and she is saying that it is stepdaddy season. Let's take a look at this video, shall we?
Hey, y'all. It's officially stepdaddy season. Yeah, what up? I got the car seat in the back. Let's go to the park. Don't let your baby mama or your baby daddy block your blessings. I know in theory it sounds good keeping the same person to have kids with, but that's insanity as well. So if it doesn't work out with them, it'll work out with someone else. Okay? It just will. That's how that goes. And trust me, I know it's ghetto. It is so ghetto being a baby mama, and thinking about multiple baby daddies is scary. But
did she just say multiple baby daddies? I just want to make sure that I'm not on crack. I'm playing this for y'all because I needed us to hear this. Because like I said, I'm going to roll that back one more time because I want to break this down, but I think I want to let me roll this back. Like this this video messes me up every time. I'm sorry. I've seen it a couple times and I'm still wrapping my brain around the crap that she says in this video, in my personal opinion. Okay? I'm going to roll it back and play it again.
it just will. That's how that goes. And trust me, I know it's ghetto. It is so ghetto being a baby mama, and thinking about multiple baby daddies is scary. But you my baby gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. So we're moving forward, onward, upward. Okay. I know a lot of you are skeptical about talking to people with children, but I can assure you, the baby mamas now, today, we don't give a damn. You can have them. I have exited the rat race. I am not a threat. I want you to be around for a long time, not a good time. You can hold my son, put him on your story. I trust his judgment. I really do. I really, really do. I just want you guys to be happy. I swear I do. Now, I'm not a threat, but I can't speak for the other hoes that you don't know about. Maybe odds ever be in your favor. But I am here for it. Okay, like, people move on. Save you should have got the ring first. It wasn't gonna work out anyways. It just wasn't gonna work out. Let's laugh together and let's raise this baby. You know? Oh, it is ghetto. It's so fucking ghetto. In conclusion, stepdaddy season. Big aura, big lumber, big follow through need only apply.
Okay. All right. Maybe I'm a little old school when it comes to this kind of stuff like relationships and whatnot. Hold on. Let me get this right. Hold on. Let me get this right. Because I still want this girl's face on in this video. But I gotta make sure this is right. And then I can react to this a little bit better. Okay. All right. Here we go, guys. Clearly, this seems like she is not fully okay. I think she is dealing with some stuff. This woman is definitely dealing. Oh, that's a perfect screenshot. She's definitely dealing with some things. I think maybe the backlash of this whole situation, where she's getting that hookup, where she's securing a hefty bag, right? And maybe because of the backlash she has received, she is feeling some type of way about this, right? And I've said this before, or I said it a second ago. Maybe I'm a little old school. Maybe I'm a little bit traditional when it comes to the sanctity of, well, not marriage, but like when a man loves a woman and a woman loves a man, or when a woman loves a woman and a man loves a man, and you make children, you bring children into the world, or you make the decision to have children. I mean, maybe I'm a little old school like that. I don't believe in the whole idea of multiple baby mamas, and I don't believe in the whole idea of multiple baby daddies. I don't agree with it. Personally, I don't. I mean, here it is. To each their own. Everybody has a different world. It's a different world. Everybody has a different life. Everyone's lifestyle is different. Everyone has different approaches to money, politics, sex, you name it. But when it comes to this, I know exactly what she's doing. And she's definitely speaking to an audience. She's not sitting here saying this to just nobody. All right. She is not alone. She's not alone with this mentality, with this thought, with what she's saying. Let me remove this ridiculous look on her face. She's not alone, because there's a lot of other women out here, a lot of other people, too, men and women, that think it's okay to just spread their, like, there's plenty of men that think that they can just spread their seed to as many girls, as many women as they can. Next thing you know, they got 6, 8, 12, kids from multiple baby mamas. And they think that's okay. I'm telling you, it's a bad look. Same thing when it comes to women who have multiple baby daddies. It's not the greatest look in the world. These are the kind of things I believe that are destroying the community, ruining what could be a stronger foundation with family values or whatever. Those things I feel like become destroyed when you're running around, running amok, and I get it. Don't get me wrong. Knocking the boots is fun. It's a lot of fun. It's great. But when you're doing it and you're just being irresponsible, what purpose does it serve? Next thing you know, you have a bunch of kids that you can't afford to take care of, so on and so forth. It becomes it turns into a downward spiral. We start going down this very dark hole, very dark rabbit hole that we never are able to get ourselves out of. But, of course, like I've said before, I'm not trying to throw any shade towards any woman or man that has multiple baby mamas or baby daddies. But at the same time, this type of mentality of saying this kind of thing, I don't think helps anybody's cause. I will say this too. We do live in a much more modern world now, where as you get older, it is, and I'm just saying this as a single, when I used to be a single man, as you get older, it's hard to find women who have not had children. Right? Same thing on the other side. It's hard for a woman to find a man that doesn't already have a kid. As you get older, it just happens. It's life. Things happen. Some people have previous marriages. Some people just got caught up, knocking the boots type of thing. I get that. I fully get that. Those things do happen. All right. So I'm not sitting here saying that what she's saying is completely wrong. All right. Because at the same time, I'm not sitting here saying that anybody should date this woman, but Brittany Renner will find another person, another man to be with. Depending on, I don't know, maybe she changes her ways or she stops getting on her video on her camera, her phone, and start making these ridiculous videos. But it's not like just because these women end up having a child with another man does not automatically mean that woman cannot find love, all right, with another man. But that's the thing. She's saying multiple baby daddies. That is the key word here. Oh, don't let anything stop you from getting your blessings. So in other words, just getting multiple men to have children with you so you can keep securing the bag, child support from them, so you don't have to lift a finger and actually get a job. Multiple baby daddies. It's stepdaddy season. What the hell is that? All right, I got a super chat. Mark S., thank you so much for the $5 super chat. He says, attention, young black men use protection or Brittany Renner can and will happen to you. This PSA is brought to you by Common Sense. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Like I said, everybody needs to wake up. Because I'm being real. There are women out here like this. Oh, by the way, you got to throw on the other shoe as well, because it's not only just her that the types of women like this that exist. There are a type of man out here, okay, that exist like this too, where they going, yeah, it is baby daddy season, where they go around and they just knock up a whole bunch of girls, whole bunch of them, say, I'm going to take care of my seed. I'm going to raise them. I'm going to be the best. Nah. What happens? They gone. Why? Because they're too busy knocking up another girl. I'm being real. And they don't got Nick Cannon money, baby. They don't. And yet, we see this. We hear something like this from her, which clearly, to me, confirms that all of her intentions have never been good. She had this child. I'm sure she was like, well, biological clock is ticking. So I need to produce a child at some point before I can't do it anymore. Well, he's an NBA player. He got some monies. Shoot. Let me secure this bag real quick. I have my cake and I eat it too. I'm just being real. I'm just being straight funky, y'all. But this is the kind of stuff that we see all the time. But it's not spoken about. It's not said in a video. But we see it. She just finally said it. She outed herself, showing that her intentions are not good. And she's going, hey, it is stepdaddy season. Let's go. I'm ready to mingle. How about you? If you don't mind that I have a child and you down, holla at your girl type thing. The only difference is that she is going after men who have a lot of money. And most of these guys that are out here on the other side of the other shoe, right? A lot of these baby daddies that are knocking up all these girls, most of them don't even have a pot to piss in. And yet they're still knocking boots. I'm just being real. You can look at this video on both sides of the fence. But that video is sad. disgusting. Because now we know exactly where her mind is, but there's a lot of other people that have that same mindset as well. Anyway, I'm going to open up the video chat. All right, y'all. Because I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Would love to hear your thoughts on this conversation. Appreciate everybody who's coming on right now. See you guys flooding in. This is great. By all means, please hit that like button down below. Please, please, please hit that like button down below. All right. We got the video call in open. Here's the thing. Keep it classy. Keep it clean. Also, if you don't want to be on camera, you could just use just the audio and we could just hear your voices. So I understand some of y'all don't have your face beat to the gods, and I understand that. That's okay. But you could just go on there like a phone call. All right. We got Laura Estrada in the house. How you doing, sweetheart?
We're on the show right now.
Hi, Laura.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Laura. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing good, and I'm glad to be here. And I missed yesterday, so I'm trying to catch on with the stories. But now I got it down, and I have some thoughts on this.
Okay. Speak on.
So regarding when, let's see. So when I can't have kids, I had a partial hysterectomy in my mid-30s, and I desperately wanted kids, but I knew at that time that like any kind of man that I was going to meet was probably going to have children. And luckily, I love kids, and so I invited, having these people I would meet, be fathers. And I didn't have any baggage. I didn't have my own kids, but I actually judged it by them being good fathers for me. So there's the woman that wants, get these men that have kids and they want to be priority. They want to be first. And it's this whole expectation and being a product of watching my nieces go through something like similar with my sister and her ex-boyfriend. I didn't want to ever be that person. Like I never wanted to be the enemy, wanted to be neutral. So if a guy was a good father, that was like, A+ for me. And when they would actually be kind of weird and prioritize me over like the weekend with their kids, that was a red flag for me, because it kind of validated where he was in his life and who he was as a father, as a character. And just because I couldn't personally have my own kids didn't mean that I valued other people's being a parent seriously. And I kind of always sit there and think of, I kind of gave a lot of these men like a really good, let's see, experience with something, like, because right when somebody else would have a kid, like I've had friends, male friends that meet, later on in life, they get divorced or separated and they meet a woman with 2 kids. Or, you get married and you blend the family and all that. And that's really hard. It's hard on both sets of kids. So I didn't offer that. Like, I didn't have that situation to add a lot of stress on, men that truly, had a bad marriage, got screwed over. I mean, honestly, I've had more experiences with men getting screwed over by being a great father and their wives just taking everything and making, them have bad credit, all this kind of stuff. And maybe it's because I'm empathetic and I put myself in people's shoes, and, women can be horrible. Men can be horrible.
Oh, yeah.
And just sitting here like this, these girls, it makes me sad, because all of that, I have a niece that's young and also got involved with a man, he is a man, with 4 kids already. Then they both get addicted to meth. She has 2 babies, 2 crack babies that she miscarried. And now they're taken away from her and him. And my sister's trying to get custody of them. And this is in Texas too, so just crazy. Like, I hate that state altogether, just because they took my family. I just feel like my nieces met horrible people. But it's one of those things of she was the one that I watched her mom have a boyfriend that was more important than her daughters. And you would think that hopefully that wouldn't pass down. That she would observe her mom's situation, but no, she did the same thing and added some to it. So it's just one of those things where you can't go, you didn't know about birth control, or you couldn't, you got a like Mark S was saying, you can use protection, condom, but again, they're on drugs, so they're not thinking. The priority is her getting high, and it hurts my heart that that's what her priority is. And I don't think like my mom or my sister really get the horror of addiction for kid, so just this girl is just passing along such a horrible message of like a victimhood of, I am the most woman that is so in tune with women's rights and this and that, but at the same time, women out of desperation pull these games with men, and they use kids, they use stepdads, they use that some women hijack a relationship using their uterus, and that makes me, as someone who can't have kids, it really pisses me off. It actually hurts my soul, because that happens a lot more than I would like it to happen. That people out of just pure narcissism or just getting pregnant to keep someone, or a guy, taking away their kid because they know it's gonna hurt the woman. I really see those videos of those girls and think, I know this is a new generation, and you're not old-fashioned, Pascal. I feel the same way. I just think it's a different approach, and social media, and also that you can validate yourself by going on to these places, and someone's going to agree with you. Someone's going to make her go, yeah, I feel the same way, or that's my life, or that's okay to do that. And it's just such a horrible message. And we talked about like, men need good role models. Well, guess what? So do women. There's a lot of women out there that aren't good role models, and we fail to admit it sometimes.
Yeah, I think that if anybody's watching Brittany Renner as a role model, then they got all their priorities totally askew. It just, to me, something like this, like, I keep thinking in my mind that this is something that clearly is her trying to say this to herself.
Oh yeah, she's validation. Yeah, of course.
Right. So she's putting it out there, but she's actually speaking to herself. And I'm sure she's tired of the backlash, the judgment, all that stuff that she's getting from a lot of people, But at the same time, it's like, I know we all deserve to find love. We all deserve to be happy. But when you start saying multiple baby daddies and that's okay, that's wrong. I'm sorry. And like I said, that's just me, right? I live in a modern world. I know that Tinder and what we watch and consume and listen to and all that is a lot more in your face and crazy, and things are a lot more accessible. Sex itself is a lot more easily accessible now. You could just swipe right or left and you could be smashing in seconds. But the fact that this is out here and she's saying stuff like this does not encourage the right type of mentality. It is encouraging this same type of BS, pushing this envelope even further across the table.
But even just having a multiple, sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Just having like the multiple, babies, daddies, and saying like, maybe I'm old-fashioned, everything. We're not saying like the nuclear family of this and this is the way to do it. But there is some like common sense or validation of like having two parents involved in the kid's life, or just having a connection with both your parents, because obviously in a lot of situations that leaving these babies daddies, there's probably resentment and anger, and she's gonna badmouth him and he's gonna badmouth her, And I think that's regressing. That's going backwards. That's not showing like I'm an independent woman and everything. No, I feel it's like, no, you're an irresponsible young lady who got herself knocked up knowing that there is ways to not make that happen. And either you're trying to catch a man, you're trying to keep him somewhere, and maybe you want babies, but you don't want to get married. But it doesn't make sense to me, and it makes me sad because there's people that are like, well, you're not open-minded, this and that. I'm not talking about marriage and all that stuff. I'm talking about being responsible, and there's little human beings that you produce that
Yeah,
I don't know,
it's literally just having more responsibility with your actions. It's holstering that weapon when you know what I'm saying? Like, it's holstering your weapon and making sure you're using the proper protection, practicing safe sex if you are going to be sexually active. It's being smart and not being, oh, okay, we're just going to pull the goalie and just see what happens. You are always going to lose. If
always
you pull the goalie. I mean, I'm sorry. If you keep doing that stuff, you keep running in that direction, that's what's going to happen. And next thing you know, you're going to be knocked up or you're going to be a baby daddy. That's all it is. Period. But you got to learn from your mistakes. And if you keep running that same that same procedure, that same approach, you're going to have multiple problems on your hands. We have Jammed Tomb in the house. Hello.
Hey, Pascal. How are you?
I'm good. Where you calling in from?
Colorado.
All right. Lovely figurines out there.
Oh, yes, I do recycled art streams. Sorry, I have my camera and stuff still over there for stream today.
Oh, no, it's all good. It's all good. So what's on your mind? Speak on it.
So I think that this issue actually has a lot of edges to the sword that should be touched on.
Please.
Number one, the kids that are affected by this. If this is about money and this is transactional relationships, which is what is being advocated for more and more, is what I'm seeing. We're losing the community and we're losing people wanting to do for people because you're doing for people. And it's more, I'm going to do this because you can do this for me. And the more we move into these transactional relationships, the less real connection that we have with each other. And then you get on to what kind of relationships are the kids really having. If this is fully transactional and this is all about the dollar bills, what kind of care and love and attentiveness are the kids getting? But at the same time, people like this, the good faith, the non-monogamous, get totally thrown under the rug by people like this. So there are people that actually live a non-monogamous life that are responsible and loving and raise their kids right, and etc. And people like this are totally shoving them under the bus as well. And I think it kind of goes back to how we raise our kids. Our boys and our girls are separated on so many levels that they don't need to be separated on. We breed this divisiveness into boys and girls when they are so young that when they're older like this, they don't even know how to talk to one another to find equal footing.
Amen. Okay, sorry.
You ain't wrong. No, you ain't wrong with that at all. With that whole what you just said. Yes, this is perpetuating the irresponsibility of it all. Most definitely. Instead of people going, because yes, there are really great baby daddies out there. There are really great baby mamas out there. Yes, we don't want to get that twisted, right? But there are toxic people out here that are literally saying, oh, ladies, keep getting your blessings. And if it means that you have to have multiple baby daddies, that's okay. It's okay. It's normal. As much as everybody says that it's not normal, it's normal. To me, it's not normal. I'm sorry. I'm going to say this to the fam and to the group, but and no shade to any woman or man that has multiple babies on either side of the fence. But when you do finally say something, like when you're in a group of people and that girl, right, that you're in the group with says, hey, I have 3 kids from 2 different daddies. Let's just say that. Or I have 4 kids from 3 different baby daddies. Let's just say that. You find out she says this out loud and she's fine with it. She's proud of it. Isn't there a moment of, oh, there's just a little bit of a, ooh, little bit of just a little, like a skosh of judgment, just a tiny bit. Because you're going, wait a second, whoa, that's a whole lot of kids. From how many? Oh boy. Not trying to, like I said, not trying to throw shade on any person that has multiple children, because there's a lot of great people, a lot of great parents out there.
I feel like the urge to
But-
do that. I feel like the urge for that judgment comes from the transactional nature of what you're seeing. I think that you imagine that those things were based on something transactional, that they weren't something that had a real connection. And I think that the way that we're taught to have these transactional relationships and these people that are advocating for them is what causes that harm. Because you're looking, from the sounds of it, for a real connection. You want to meet somebody at their soul. You
Right.
don't want to just have, okay, I'm going to do this for you so that you do this for me. You want the real deal. And what this is advocating is not that.
Yes.
And can I say something that Jam said? Like the
Sure.
whole, like Jam, you had talked about, like, the kids. Those are the ones who suffer through all this, because say there is 3 different daddies, and I'm sure there are. I've met people that have multiple, boy exes or something, that they're amicable with all 3 of them, and and that's an awesome thing. But for the most part, one of those kids, or all of them, have never seen mom and dad ever together. They never will. And they already have like a very twisted connection with mom and dad and boy and girl kind of thing. And even if a transactional thing, like she's literally advertising that, like, you're saying, oh, there's great mothers that multiple. I believe that totally, but they don't go online or on YouTube or whatever, Instagram, and talk about it. That's the
Well,
part
yeah.
that
They keep it
I
on
agree. Yeah.
they
They're
keep it
using
tucked up.
their child as a form of currency. And yeah, I agree with you.
And that's exactly the point that I was trying to make in the very beginning of it all, is exploiting her womb, exploiting the children, her offspring, for a bag. And that's wrong. For multiple bags, not just one bag from an NBA player. She's saying, it's okay. Get your blessings, girl. That's wrong. We got Realize TV in the house. What's up, man?
Peace and blessings to everybody.
Blessings, my
Blessings,
brother.
my brother.
What's on your mind?
What's on your mind? Speak on it.
We got a
little bit of an echo.
By the way,
On
your end.
On your end.
Is that can you hear me? Is everything good?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay. I would like to thank the ladies on the stage, you know what I'm saying, for just, coming up and speaking their mind. I appreciate that. And I would like to speak from a man's perspective, and say that we need to think about the children a little bit more. And that's just my opinion. Because we never really listen to them, I'm trying to be nice about this because, my son has come to me and spoken to me about, things like this, because me and his mother went through a lot. So I'm being vulnerable right now, y'all. And my son came to me and he was like, Dad, like, Mom said a lot of bad things about you, and I want to sit with you. My son is about to be 14 years old, and he's like, I want to sit down and talk to you about this stuff because she said a lot of bad stuff about you. And we sat down and spoke, and I let him know, she may have been angry at me or whatever, and I understand that, but I'm your father. I've always been there. So you don't have to listen to anyone. Make your own decisions. And I think as a parent, as a father, I believe that we need to listen to our children just a little bit more, because when our children come to us and say, hey, look, I don't like this, I'm not comfortable with it, I believe we need to listen to them, because my son is about to be 14. And legally, he can say, I am going to live with my father. And that is a problem right now, because his mother knows that. And she is angry about it. But one thing about it is, I will never tell my son, oh, no, you can't come stay with me because your mom don't like it. If you want to come with me, I will allow you. because I love you, because I will do anything for you. And he knows that I've always been there. So I would like to say to some of these women and some of these men, we need to listen to our children. And I don't want to go all crazy and preach to y'all, but we need to listen to our children. Thank you for letting me speak.
Anytime, realize. Let me say this.
That was great. That was beautiful.
Wow.
Thank
I
you.
was gonna say first and foremost, you guys, both Laura and Jam, just said exactly what I was gonna say.
Sorry, yeah.
Absolutely, that's what we need to start doing more often. I appreciate you speaking your speaking from the heart. Realize I do appreciate that, and that's the thing. Yeah, we do need to look at the children as well, because who's the main person? Who are the people that are going to be affected the most out of it, and that are going to carry this on to their other relationships in the future? The
I
children.
am that kid. You know,
You
my
see what I'm
mom
saying?
was messed up. So when Realize was speaking, he kind of hit me in the soul parts, because
Yeah.
my mom did messed up things and was messed up. And yeah, nobody listened. And thank you, Realize. You sound like an amazing dad.
I would love that he was a father. You're amazing. I have nieces that didn't get listened to. And now my niece, like I said, is in a very bad place just because of that. Because my sister did not listen to the very obvious cries of, we need to be first. This jerk is first to you. I mean, and I'm sorry, Jam, that hurts my soul that you feel that way. And I'm sad that realize that you even like have to question any of this stuff. Like that there's a woman that you know made a beautiful child with that threatens your relationship with someone from day one you were never gonna ever let down. And just bless your soul.
Yeah. This is the thing that really does break my heart more than anything, is when you do have something like, because here it is. I'm gonna say this, and shout out to the dads out here. I'm gonna say it real quick, because a lot of us, not us, because I'm not a dad, but a lot of the dads out here, I think, and I'm not saying any shade on the women at all. I'm just saying this because I do think that dads don't really get the recognition and the respect and the flowers that they actually deserve. A lot of these baby daddies, there's a lot of good baby daddies out here. There's a lot of good dads out here. And just because of their relationship with the mother of their child, sometimes that stops that father from being a father a lot of times. Or there are seeds that are being planted in that child's head from the mother that automatically pass judgment on the dad. And then it, of course, like we were just saying, this ends up being a thing where kids grow up with these thoughts in the back of their minds about, oh, the mom was saying, talking this way about dad, and nah. Unless the child is willing to think outside the box and think for themselves independently, a lot of times they're listening to their mom.
That was
And
hard to do.
hearing the complaints and hearing how bad the father is and all that. Like I said, divorces happen.
Pascal, my son came to me. He came to me. He was like, Dad, this is what mom has been saying about you all these years, and I just want to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
See, we got to understand that our children are going to grow up. They're going to grow up. They're going to see things, right? They're going to see the good and the bad in both parents. If they're around, they're going to see it. And my son came to me, he said, Dad, look, mom said this, that, and the third. And I was like, you know what, son? I am not going to sit here in your face and downgrade your mother and call her no hypocrite or liar or any of that. I'm going to let you know, what do you know about me? And I asked him, and I sat with him. I said, what do you know about me? And he started going off, and and I said, well, then there it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is, son. I love you, and as long as you know who I am and how much I love you, it don't matter what she got to say. And we cried for about a half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You're making everyone cry right now. It was hard. It was hard to
it was hard to articulate those things, and she wanted a loyalty, and that's what she was trying to create, is a false sense of loyalty. So
A
when you're
united front.
constantly getting fed that,
Yeah. It was like
and you
creating
have
a
like
united-
when
it
she
was like-
has allies feeding you that, you get this false sense of loyalty, and you think
Yeah.
these things about your other parent that you don't even want to imagine. Yeah, you sound like an amazing person, Realize. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you sharing that. Realize,
Thank you, guys.
like I said, I mean, these are the conversations that need to be had out in public, not the whole oh damn men or damn women and the stuff that you see over on the other channels. That I'm not going to say any of those other channels' names, but instead of us bashing these things, why aren't we having a roundtable discussion, an open conversation, and being real about the things that are really going on, being honest with each other, being real with these things, I think is most important. But the thing is we don't do that. We are too busy a lot of times. And I've seen it on both sides of the fence too. So I'm trying to keep it even. Okay. I see fathers talk trash on the mother, to their child, to the child that they brought into their world. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of that. But the thing is, instead of them trying to create a united front with their child, turning them, as Jam just said, turning them into an ally, why not turn the spouse or turn the person that you created this child with into an ally, actually into a united front, being a partner and not judging? Because a lot of times, these things happen because it's jealousy. That's all it is. It's because, I'm sorry to use Realize, for example, but it's like Realize out here, right? Having his cake and eating it too. But she's home taking care of the child. Well, if that's the situation that happens, that's the situation that happened. Sometimes it's the other way around too. Maybe the mother, right, of that child is out putting herself out there in the dating scene, trying to find love, trying to find her own version of love, right? Sometimes the baby daddy gets very upset and very jealous about that too. Next thing you know, they're talking trash to the son or daughter about the mother, or you know what I mean, about that mother who brought that child into the world. That is the toxicity that I'm talking about. Right now, this Brittany Renner video that we just showed is exactly what I'm talking about. It's toxicity. This toxicity is in that video. It's seeped in that stuff. For a fact, even though she's securing that $200,000 bag every single month, she is probably still going to talk trash about him to their child. Why? Because she can. And that's what's so about it. I got to bring up a few more people. I got Tyler and Jazzy in the house. Hello. Real quick before I open up to the open conversation here. Real quick, I just wanted to say $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Chris Mason, for the $5 super chat. He says, I think the issue today is people aren't part of the community anymore. Community holds one another accountable, and we don't do that anymore. Absolutely. You know how they say in the long run that it takes a neighbor, it takes a village to raise a child, right? We don't really have that anymore. We're all too busy, stuck in our phones, doing our social medias, doing our TikToks and all that, using those dating apps and all that stuff. We don't even pay attention to each other unless something salacious and bombastic is happening right in front of us for an opportunity to post something on World Star Hip Hop. A lot of times we're not even paying attention to each other unless it's something really, really dramatic. Real talk. You see what I'm saying? So Chris Mason, thank you for the $5 super chat. I completely agree with you on that. It does take a village, but the village don't exist no more. All right. But I want to throw it over to Jazzy really quick. Jazzy, what are your speak on it? What are your thoughts?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sounded like a little breakup there for a minute.
We can hear.
I will try to be quick. I wanted to add a little thought into this. I agree with you on the first point. The girl that you showed on that video, she's young, so I do cut her some slack, and I think she probably came from an unhealthy type. I don't think she probably had any good examples set for her or she might not have that mindset, but she did come across pretty selfish and almost really borderline sociopathic. Like she didn't really have any emotional feelings invested in how she was going to design her future for herself and her kids that way. They're not thinking of the kids at all, as far as I'm concerned, because that's not good for them. As far as it being about money, things don't always, for these women, she might learn the hard way, turn out the way they expect them to either. In my case, I do have 3 kids from 3 different marriages. I tried 3 times. I fell in love each time, was in love. I didn't get treated right. I ended up divorced. It got really ugly the second time, especially, so things didn't work out. But the thing is, maybe I'm a different kind of creature. I don't know. But when that ended and I walked out with what was left of my self-respect, I was still learning. I didn't have a mother that taught me well either. But my main objective was to not be like my mother was toward me. So I would not ever treat my kids the way I had been treated. And as far as their dads went, they treated me terribly, cheated and lied. And the second one used to get drunk and beat me. Okay. But as long as he was sober, and he was being good to my child, and my child wanted to see him, she got to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And same with my other kids. Things didn't work out with the marriage, but I never, ever kept my kids from knowing their fathers as long as they wanted to and felt safe. If I felt they were unsafe, that was different. But I separated the 2 relationships as best I could, my own pain from that relationship and anger about how I'd been treated from their relationship with their father. Because I knew in my heart that it was not fair to punish the kids. It's different if I didn't feel that their fathers were taking care of them, right?
Right.
So I was paying attention. And I never I didn't ask for money, really. I had lawyers tell me to, but I didn't want all that mess. I just wanted them to get out of my life and leave me alone. I wanted from them what I needed and no more than that, which was to buy diapers and pay their doctor's bills. Okay. And I'll handle it. Just leave me alone. But I never kept them from seeing their kids.
Yeah.
And never would have. And I don't think it's fair to do that to children. And hence Pascal, long story short, that's why I've been single and celibate this long. So I'm saying too, on that note, don't judge all books by the same color just because you hear a woman has got kids. It could be just that she had a rough start in life and she fell in love with some, everybody puts their best foot forward. And
Absolutely.
sometimes you get fooled and then you're in it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely, Jazzy. And let me, if you don't mind me interjecting really quick. No. I agree with what you're saying there. I mean, yeah, everyone has their own life. Everyone has their. Hey, Tyler, can you just put yours on mute, please? Thank you. Everyone has a path. Everyone has a past, right? We all make mistakes. We all have things that happen to us. We all have relationships that maybe end up with something that's more serious, like a child bringing life into the world. And I commend any person. I commend any person that has made those responsible choices of, hey, I'm going to bring this child into the world and I'm going to be the best father or mother I can be. Things do happen. I do get it. And there are people out here that will give people those chances, right? But I do also see that a lot of people out here, immediately the judgment card is thrown on the table as soon as you find out. Let's be real. They talk about it all over the place nowadays in relationship shows and all that stuff, talking about this kind of thing. And when you say, oh, this woman has multiple like multiple, all right, not just one, just even one, sometimes people get scared or get turned off. But when you say multiple, yes, it automatically turns into ooh, and it sucks, but it is.
I use birth control with, each time I got married, I got a kid.
But hold on real quick. Let me open it up to Tyler really quick, because he hasn't said anything yet. Tyler, hey man, speak on it, my brother.
Wait, oh, am I? Okay.
Yeah, you're unmuted.
Okay.
What's up, man?
I have not spoken for a while on this. Well, I've been hearing everybody's stories and just about like just how everybody's life has been just both like at an individual level and in just in general how they're handling it and like I mean I have to say I've been lucky to have been raised in a loving, caring family and to have been raised in an environment where I don't feel like neglected or I don't feel like not cared about, that sort of thing. I think this conversation is important for those that have been kind of just fallen under the wayside, just not really like cared about in that way.
Pascal, can I ask Tyler a question?
Sure, Laura.
Yeah.
Tyler, I know you talk a lot about your mom, but you really don't talk about your dad, and I'm just gonna try. Is your dad in your life?
The audio is kind of choppy. I couldn't.
Oh, I just said, is your dad
Do you
in
want to
your
repeat
life?
that?
Is your dad?
Yes.
Is your dad in your life? Okay.
Yes, he is very much in my life. He's actually they're actually home right now.
That's awesome.
Can I ask you a question, my brother, real quick? Because I've had my mom and my dad in my life all my life. Actually, my mom and dad has been married for 37 years. So I want to ask you, what what is your point? I guess.
My I guess my overall point. I think this is more stream of consciousness talking. But my overall point is like just I think to just be with the ones you love. I guess. Even if it's like an unstable kind of thing. I think there's always going to be someone in your life that actually does care about you, even if it's not your own family, like, or even if it's not even if
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Even if your dad or mom isn't there, like I know I probably sound like I'm rambling right now, but and it may not have much to do with this, but
no, you're good. You're good, Tyler. I see what you're saying. And it kind of goes back on. I'm gonna mute you real quick, Tyler. I think that's where all the typing or the crap is coming from. Sorry, it's like nails on a chalkboard. But the thing is that I understand like where you're coming from, and it kind of goes back to what Realize was saying, is that we need to start treating each other, treating all of us with respect, treating each other like human beings, and just being respectful. But we do have Madeline Reed in the house. What's up, girl? Madeline, are you with us?
No, she has to mute.
I guess she's not with us.
I'm sorry, Pascal. Can I just add?
Hello.
Hi. I was not expecting Tyler's video to end so soon. I apologize for any wind noise. I'm in my car again.
It is all good. So, what's on your mind? Speak on it, sweetheart.
Well, I would like to first of all say to Jazzy that you are a godsend and I love you. Because my mom, I was lucky lucky enough for my mom to have done the same thing when it came to letting me see my dad. She didn't try to keep him away from me. And the backstory with that is she never married my dad, but he was physically abusive to her.
Yeah.
And, you know, there were quite a few incidents. And the last incident that my mom felt like she could put up with was the fact that he had chased her out into the street, made her basically have to call the cops, and out of his own rage, he had stormed back up into his apartment, swung the door open in anger, and me as a 1-year-old had escaped from my crib and was right at the door when he swung it open, and it gave me a welt on my head. And she was like, hell no. But she never let him, or she never kept me from him. And it's mostly because he was a good dad. He was just a shit man.
Yeah.
You know? So
Or shitty lover or whatever.
yeah, so I'm grateful that my mom's not the only parent out there who's done that, because I've seen in way too many cases where women are just nasty. They are nasty, vile creatures. And
Children get caught in a tug of war, and it's not fair to the kids at all.
It's not. No, it's not fair. I'm not driving anymore. And you know, I have 3 dads. I have 3 moms.
I think it's 3.
Yeah. So I don't feel like a neglected child. I am a child of divorce. The man my mom did marry after my dad, she and him got divorced, and she let me choose who I wanted to live with. She didn't.
Awesome.
Yeah, she didn't hold me and my sister against my dad, who had adopted me to become my legal dad. All she wanted was money for clothes and school stuff. That's all she cared about. Otherwise, she didn't manipulate him in any nasty way. Everything was amicable, and I just wish more people could be that way instead of using children like y'all have been talking about this whole time. It's disgusting. And people don't consider the future before they even get pregnant or get somebody pregnant. Nobody's thinking about the future.
Right, but I feel like that's how most of that happens, right? Like,
what?
Don't we have, like,
what, unexpected pregnancy?
like these unexpected things do happen a lot, right?
Yeah,
where you
like things happen.
Well, yeah.
And then next thing you know, and
I
then
thought I had forever and ever 3 times.
and then next, you know, hold on real quick. And then next thing you know, you have multiple. Like at first it's just one. Let's just say it's just one at first. And you're like, oh, this will never ever happen again. And then it happens again. You know what I'm saying? And then it maybe happens again. And then it happens again.
Continuous cycle.
Is some people, yes, it goes back into the same cycle all over again.
Got to be in tune with yourself, though, for real.
True. But the thing is, and that's absolutely a fact. Some people don't learn from their mistakes. Period. They don't. They just keep going through the stuff over and over and over again. All right.
Hey, I'm a prime example of somebody who learned from their mistakes. I ain't joking. 22 years old, I did something that I shouldn't have, and I had a child, right? But I was ready to have a child. The fact is that I had I had a child with someone that I shouldn't have, right? But I don't blame that child for that, right? I just be a man, I man up, and I don't do it again. I don't make the same mistake. And y'all know what? I'm 36 years old, and I don't got another child. You know why? Because I ain't married. Facts.
And realize that's one thing that really bothers me about your baby mama apparently talking shit about you to your son. I've experienced that myself. My mom talks shit to me about my dad all the time, but your baby mama should be grateful that you've actually been in your son's life, because far too many women, regardless of race or religious background or whatever, end up abandoning the woman they impregnate and are never in the child's life. She needs to be freaking grateful, and I hate saying that because it's a sad truth, but it is the truth.
But this is
Well,
why
and
I'm
then
saying that this is a thing where they keep finding ways to
Right.
hold.
You know what? Thank you for saying that. For real. Thank you. Because that's
Absolutely.
exactly what it is. Thank you. Because that's exactly what it is. And I hate it
And
myself. But guess what? My son is so smart. He's like, Dad, I done already went and looked at the laws. When I turn 14, I can come with you and she can't do nothing about it. I was like, you know
that's
what?
right.
Hey, I was like, hey, hey, that's what it is, son, because I've always been there. So he's like, Dad, look, I done went and looked it up. And I already know this stuff, you know what I'm saying? But my son is so freaking smart and he want to be with me so bad that he went and looked it up himself. Ain't that... if he ain't me, I don't, man, that's why I only got one. Stop playing.
But here's the thing, though. Realize that's the thing that we see a lot of times, though, too, is that, hey, we have a lot of people that are out here that are, like, let's just say parents of, single parents. They're raising they're co-parenting, right? A lot of times, like, and this is why I keep saying what I was saying earlier. A lot of times I hope that these children are smart and are thinking for themselves, and they have that almost like a sobering moment, or they unplug themselves from the matrix of whatever world that mother or father is creating around them, basically saying, oh, your mom is so bad or your daddy's so bad, kind of thing. Hopefully they unplug from that reality, or that from those lies, and are able to look at the parent, the father or the mother themselves, and say, wait, my dad or my mom, they dope. Why is dad saying this about mom? Mom is dope.
And I had to do that.
And I feel like there's a lot of people out here, like your son, Realize, your 14-year-old son, by the way, congratulations. Because shoot, there's some people who can't even keep a plant alive. So the fact that you got a 14-year-old son, congratulations. But on some real talk, on some real things, though, a lot of times the parents or single, co-parenting parents, BMs and and BDs, all right, tend to pit their child against each other because it's a power trip. A lot of times it's a power trip.
That's a fact, bro. That's a
I
fact.
don't understand that mentality.
But a lot of times
me
it is a situation of a waiting game. I hate to say it like that, but it also comes down to a waiting game. Most of the time, you gotta have
I've been waiting 14 years. Yep,
Most of the time
I've been waiting 14, but I still been there though, Pascal.
So most of the time you have to sit and wait for your child to wise up, to grow up, to mature, to realize, oh, wait, it sucks, because you can sit there all day trying to show as much as you can. I mean, you keep doing keep daddying hard, keep being a great dad.
That's a fact.
If you sit there and you try to work so hard, right, to fight the baby mama, in this particular case, the baby mama, all the time, all it's going to do is
create more problems.
Exactly. Show
You do not fight. Don't fight. Just be there. Don't fight. Just be there. Look. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something, bro. And this is real. And I want to speak to everybody. I want to be so honest and open right now. I don't have to fight her to love my son.
No, you do not.
I don't hold on. I don't have to fight the parent to love my child. All I need to do is love my child. Period. Point blank. That's it.
Right. That's basically what you have to do. You have to sit back on the sidelines, do what you need to do, be a good dad, keep fathering the hell out of your child, right? And eventually they come around. But when you start going fighting with each other, starting acting a damn fool and all that stuff, what ends up happening? It only makes
shit worse. I'm sorry.
It makes things worse, but it only brings in more drama where the drama doesn't need to be had, and it paints you as the asshole, basically. So you ain't wrong with that, Realize. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But like I said, I feel like we live in a time where things are extremely accessible, overly accessible, to the point where a lot of kids are having kids. All right, they're not prepared.
Yep.
Okay, unlike realize's situation where he was like, I was ready to be a dad. There's a lot of kids out here that are having kids. I repeat, there's a lot of kids out here that are having kids. They're not ready to have these kids. They're the opposite of what realize's situation is. So then they bring in these beautiful children. They bring these beautiful bundles of joy into the world, but they don't know how to properly raise them. Next thing you know, because these kids are having kids, next thing you know, these kids that are having these kids are acting like kids in front of their kids. And then those kids that are being brought up by these kids grow up and act like kids. And then the
Hold on, wait a minute though, Pascal. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that, Pascal?
The kids.
Let's be honest. No, it's
the parents.
It's the older generation, because it should be passed down. Look, man, you are what you eat. My mom used to always tell me, you are the company that you keep. You listen, even if you not like these people, eventually, if you stay around them long enough, you're gonna be like them. You're gonna start doing stuff that they doing because you are around them. Right. So what I'm saying is that if we come back and start to be who we are, because come on, Pascal, come on, you know your parents. Come on, man. We couldn't get away with none of the stuff that's going on right now. I'm an 80s baby. Exactly, bro.
So realize you make such good points right now, because like the reality is that it is so multifaceted, and it starts with that older generation and how they raised us. And I mean, I'm Gen X, so I'm an 80s baby too. So you get into that mindset and that mentality, and we are passing that down onto our kids. So rather than teaching them how to talk to each other, how our boys and girls can relate to each other, we focus on their differences. And that is where all of this starts. Yep. Because it's easy. It is so dang easy to otherize a man when that is all that has happened all my life. When you have always been other, it is easy for me to otherize you.
And also, adults can learn to grow up and not put it on their kids that way. Adults can actually get beyond the stuff they went through. They take some time and actually forgive one another and come to be friends again. I mean, that happened for me. Me and Kimberly's daddy saw her off to war, and I hit my knees, and his new wife came up and helped me up and hugged me, gave me a cigarette, and we stayed that evening together. We're still friends to this day. My youngest baby's daddy, when he was really sick and we thought he was dying, and she was staying with him, then they had nowhere to go. As rotten as that man had been to me, I took him in because that's my baby's daddy, and I wanted to give him a home and care for him and be there for my child if he passed. Forgiveness is possible. We can adult up. We can do that for our kids.
Absolutely. Here it is real quick, guys, because I know everybody wants to jump on and say their thing. And I'm going to be wrapping up here very, very shortly. And I appreciate everybody for saying what they have been saying. Here it is. When it comes to the one thing that really I hate more than anything in the world is that we were just talking about it earlier, the fact that a lot of these kids that are being brought in out of, like, let's just say out of wedlock, a lot of them have to fend for themselves. A lot of them have to, because I saw Mark S. say something, you're dismissing personal growth. And the thing is I agree. Like, we cannot forget about just personal growth as far as like, I'm aiming that towards the children, right? A child has to still grow up and figure things out for themselves, but without the right guidance, sometimes it takes them a long time. They have a long road to finally figure out what's really going to work for themselves, or what is right or what is wrong, or, oh my God, my dad is dope, he's not what mom says, or vice versa, right? A lot of times, because of what we live in, the way that our parents raise us, a lot of times we don't have that veil lifted off until much, much later. But the thing is, the most important thing is being able to instill those certain values in your child early on so that their personal growth isn't just some, oh my God, everything's a lie. That's the thing that is so important. Even when you are a single parent, or if you are co-parenting, or if you are in a regular, traditional nuclear family, that's what needs to be happening. When we see these stories of these baby mamas or these baby daddies talking trash talking trash to their kids about their significant or their other co-parent and all that, these are the things that just end up backfiring. These kids end up having those seeds in their brains. They grow up and it turns into something even more. It turns into something bad. It's frustrating to me to hear something like what Realize said in this thing, and him speaking his honest truth, and Jammed Tomb for speaking her honest truth as well. It is that thing of, sometimes, a lot of times I see it on the men's side, being the brunt, right? Being the butt of the joke in a way, the butt of the jabs and the roasts and the hate and the vitriol. A lot of times you see it mostly being aimed towards the man rather than the other way around. I hate to say it like that, but that is true. But there are circumstances and there are situations where it is on the other side. But what sucks is that some of these children are being brought and born and bred in the genre of toxicity. They have a relationship. Yeah. Two people come together. Yes, maybe the sex is amazing and all that, but they don't get along at all. They're like water and vinegar, right? Or oil and vinegar. I'm sorry. They just don't mix, right? But for some odd reason, they were able to bring a child into the world. But the funny thing is they'll click and drag all that toxicity onto everything for 18 years with this child in there, hearing this, seeing this stuff all day long. And that's the thing. If you are going to bring in a child, and like I said before, there are children having children, and then those children grow up and act like their children parents. And that's what's so sad about it. If these kids were able to, and some of them wise up because they're like, all right, I brought a seed in. This is my seed. I need to be the right kind of parent.
Facts.
Blah, blah, blah. They'll change their ways, yo. Some of them do it together, but most of them do it apart. Some of them do it separately, where one stays in the childlike mentality, where the other one's like, yo, I got a better job. I'm doing this, that, and the third. What, you needs new shoes, he needs diapers.
Yeah, Pascal, that's facts, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Then there's that separation. Then all of a sudden you see somebody, let's just say like Realize, that's living his life, going forth and being a better father than he ever thought he could ever be, adulting hard out here in these streets, progressing, showing success, let's just say, and maybe he's going on dates and stuff, and he's having his cake and eating it too. Next thing you know, the spouse or the BM or the BD that's on the other side that's still stuck in their ways, in their old ways, looks at that person and goes, damn, he's transcending. I see transcension. No, I need to bring his ass back down. I can't let him have success. Then it's suddenly
facts, bro. Speak. You better speak, bro, because you're talking you telling my story, bro. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Then it turns into a pissing contest. But like I said, this is a story as old as time. This goes on both sides of the spectrum. I'm telling you, you still have the same thing. You got the dude with the girl that get the baby. Next thing you know, the girl has the beautiful bundle of joy, but then she all of a sudden finds a dope ass job and she kicking ass. She a boss B, right? Next thing you know, BD is at home still smoking weed and playing Xbox all day, all the live long day. What is he doing? I'm happy at the fact that the girl is transcending. She has transcended. She has moved on because she said, hey, I got a child. I got to be better than this. So they transcend. Next thing you know, what do you got? You got the deadbeat BD talking trash on the BM, trying to pull her down. Next thing there's drama. Then the son or the daughter, their child, is seeing this childish act going on. You see what I'm saying? And then, of course, you got the other one, too, where both of them are smoking weed at home, not doing a goddamn thing, and they're still talking trash on each other. So it's a terrible thing that happens. And what I would love to see at some point, at some moment in life, where these two people, these two children, most of the time it's children, so they have the child, but they both wake the F up. Maybe they're not together. Maybe they don't end up together, but they end up working together to transcend so that they can bring this child into the world, raise this child right, and then that child can make the right choices, maybe not make the same mistakes that their baby, that their dad or their mama did. But a lot of times,
Exactly.
absolute opposite. Next thing you know, you see the same kid who came from that same upbringing, and they're pregnant by 16 years old. I kid you not, because they didn't know any
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact.
So guys,
Or if they ain't pregnant yet, they out there wearing them nasty little shorts and stuff. Look, I went to pick my goddaughter up, and I was like, yo, these little children, these young girls, I'm going to an elementary school, right? And these little girls really got on clothes like, a grown woman should be wearing. And I'm like, look at this, like, y'all, come on. And we wondering why they getting pregnant so young. That's what I'm saying, y'all. I'm seeing it every single day.
Like I said, the saga continues. Okay, Jammed Tomb, Realize, Jazzy, and Tyler, thank you all so much for coming on. I really do appreciate it.
Peace out. Love ya.
Much love to you guys.
You're welcome.
Peace.
Love you. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Love you guys back. Peace. So, like I said, guys, and of course, Laura just put in a $20 super chat. I wanted to say that really quick before I start wrapping up this show. I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody, but real quick, Laura Strada, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. She said, I accidentally pushed leave. I had no more comment and questions for my co-speakers. If not, thank you for having me on. Great, but very real discussion. And yes, I appreciate you coming on and speaking your mind and all that as well. And here, to everybody who came on into the chat and had the conversation with us, I really do appreciate it. Real talk. Without you guys, we wouldn't have these kind of conversations, and we need to have these kind of conversations much more often. Real talk. It is very exciting when I get to hear, and it's very heartwarming and very touching when I get to hear from you guys, and I get to hear your stories. And you guys are open up. You guys are willing to open up to me and to us, because we're not alone in here, right? So I just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody for being so real and so honest and so candid with their stories. And of course, I wish we could have stayed on longer. We would have been doing a whole lot more here, real talk. But unfortunately, we have to jump off. But like I said, guys, we need to be better out there. We need to be more thoughtful and realize that some of the things that are being bestowed upon us, sometimes, yes, okay, I understand. Like a pregnancy or bringing children into the world can be a scary thing, but it is also a blessing at the end of the day. If you choose to have the child, of course, right? It can be a blessing. Also, it's a realization, or it's a nice wake-up call to maybe it's time to start changing your ways, changing the way you live your life. I see a lot of people, like I was saying earlier, that just choose not to change their life. They just keep going with the same crap. They're playing the Xbox, smoking the weed, eating the Doritos, not being proactive. There's a lot of single parents out here that are doing single parenting right now because the other parent, right, either isn't there or they just won't step up to the plate, are not willing to actually be the parent that they need to be for that child. Sometimes they come around, sometimes. But a lot of times it ends up being a very sad story where 18 years later, that parent suddenly swings around and says, I'm so sorry, I should have been there. You know, they have those sobering moments where they wish they woulda, coulda, shoulda. You feel me? So anyway, guys, be good out there, okay? Do something positive this weekend. Do something amazing. You know, we live in a very, very weird, toxic time right now, and we need to all be better to each other. Real talk, you know? So let's start doing that this weekend, okay? Have something awesome happen for someone that you love. You know what I'm saying? Give your kids, if you have kids, give that kid or your kids that extra hug this weekend. You know what I'm saying? They deserve it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter why. It's just because they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Or that spouse that you have. Give them that extra hug. You know what I'm saying? Just because they deserve it. You know, for just being dope. Hopefully they're dope. They better be dope. If they ain't dope, you can come to me. You know what I mean? Have them answer to me. All right? You know I got your back. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Oh, wait, before I do that, don't forget to hit that like button down below. Okay? Hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And also, I do have a big announcement to make really quick before we completely go bye-bye. And I'm going to put this music on pause for a second. Here it is, guys, before you leave. Monday's show is going to be extremely short if I even do a show Monday morning. Why, you ask? Because I am doing a very big project that you will see here in the very... Man, effing, I'm going to tell y'all. I am doing an exclusive interview with Larry Reed live. So, where we are going to be sitting down in person, having a full-on conversation. He is inviting me into his home. We are doing a full-on tour. We are going to chop it up and talk about his platform, talk about all the stuff that's been going on, all the headlines and all that stuff that revolve around Larry Reed Live. So Monday and Tuesday are going to be kind of choppy, okay? I just wanted to make that abundantly clear because I will be sitting down with him over the next 2 days, or Monday and Tuesday, okay? So just so you guys know about that, I wanted to let you guys know about that because I'm very, very excited about it. And we're going to chop it up. Like I said, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. And if you don't know who Larry Reed is, you need to go check out Larry Reed Live. He's very, very talented, very funny, and he's got a huge platform. All right, so go check his stuff out, okay? But anyway, now I'm going to go, okay? You guys have a wonderful, safe, and productive weekend, okay? So, be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I will see you guys very, very soon. I might go live this weekend. We'll see, okay? We'll see. But I'll see you guys soon, all right? This is The Pascal Show. Bye.